unlikely to meet the deadline for the promised 50 senior high schools. We know that schools should be reopening, and the president promised to construct at least 50 community senior high schools by August 2015 may not be fulfilled as schools across the country reopen. And joint news checks in the eastern, western, and greater Accra region reveal only a few of the promised community day school buildings have been completed. Well, Eastern region, there were reports from the central region. Apart from Utuam and some other areas, no other schools have been completed. Why?
Yeah, I know that this project started somewhere a year and a half ago, right? And they were supposed to be finished. Some of them were supposed to be finished within 36 months, right? I'm here to count whether the 36 months is near. Some 1 year. Well, 36 months. We are building a year block, 4-story buildings, four floors, and also
the schools are all one plan.
Yeah, one plan.
Like the model we see in the town?
Exactly. And it's a huge edifice, right? Well, as far as I know, a few have been completed, which some will be commissioned coming next Thursday, right? It's an ongoing process, right? We said within the 4 years term of our stewardship, we'll build almost 200 of these schools. So far, I know that 125 contracts have been given up on these schools, right? The last 25 was the World Bank one. The man that was taken by was given by the World Bank. The last trend that went out, the 25, was the World Bank one, which we bought the 125. There's 75 left to be given out. So my beef is that it is an ongoing project. Definitely a few have been completed. Some are 90%, some are 35%, whatever percentage. Eventually, they'll be completed. The essence of the fact is that at the end of the 4 years, we will be able to come and account how many has been completed. So it's an ongoing project. It's not completed yet. So for me, I don't see anything wrong about if the first 50 are not been completed, whatever it is, because it's an ongoing project. There are a few challenges. In places like Greater Accra, I'm very aware because we've been trying to meet the Adenta. The government acquired, the Ministry of Education and the municipal authority gave a land in Adenta where the owners refused to hand over to government. There was one to Akun, and also when you go to Sege, Sege, Ada East, there was a controversy there. You see, because that place is made up of various tribes, right? A particular tribe was claiming that they should build a school at the seaside, and other ones they should build at the hinterland. So because of that confusion, the project had not started. It been awarded. So there are a few challenges.
Those are sporadic
ones.
A
few challenges.
It's not safe.
Not all. No, I'm saying that.
So why is that we're having many of them under completed?
Well, tomorrow morning the president will brief the nation as to how, because he's I think next week he's outdooring commission a few of them. So at that stage we will know the actual position. As I sit here this morning, I couldn't tell you the actual position, but I know that it's an ongoing project. That is the heart. It's part of our manifesto that we must, and all of us are looking forward to ensure that this particular project is executed. So I have no problem about that.
Manifesto project.
Exactly.
Right.
Well,
you're in Parliament, so you know which ones have been given out for contract. And
any policy that will enhance education is laudable, must be encouraged, because education is very critical in the development of any nation. But the impression I get is that the NDC appears a bit confused about this whole thing that they want to do. First, is it a day secondary school policy that they want to implement? That's number one. If that is so, they told the whole world that they will build 50 schools per year over a 4-year period.
Did they say per year? They said they'll build 200 schools.
And they went
in the term.
No, they went ahead to say that 50 a year. I have the records. It's even the budget. They went ahead. I can give you the records. Now we're in the 3rd year. We have not been able to build even 50 schools for first year. That's the first problem. Now the second problem is that the schools are reopening. And if you're talking about day schools, that means when the schools reopen, there will be no new day schools for new entrance or for students to go. Number two, the government also gave out that policy that come this academic year, day students will not pay any fees.
Exactly.
You understand?
Yeah.
The government then set aside 18 million Ghana cedis, which even before you add this year's entrance would cater for 367,000 students,
Which is short of?
which translates into 118 cedis per student per term. Meanwhile, the fees they are charging per student per term is 405. The new fees that the government has brought out. So the issue is that if you're going to make day secondary school free, why have you even brought out fees in the first place for students to pay? That's number one. Number two, the money that you have set aside even for this process will cater for only 133,000 students without even adding new entrants. The old ones will be 367,000. And the money you set aside will cater for only 133,000. So who are the 133,000 that you are going to cater for in this whole process? Number four, this whole, as I said, this whole day thing, if you put it in the right perspective, as we speak, capitation grant is 1 year, academic year, in arrears. The school feeding grant
It's a good policy.
for secondary school students, the school feeding grant is in arrears for 2 terms, second term, third term for the past academic year. Now, is it just rhetoric? Is it just saying that we're going to do this and then start some token thing and then you say that we are implementing a day school to counter what the MPP was saying that we need free education?
It's being rolled out from today.
Now, the major issue is that for transparency's sake, we even need to know the cost of each school that you're building,
Is there
how you're awarding
the contract?
the contract.
Why? You doubt the way?
No, we are hearing stories from the grapevine.
What stories are you
don't
From the
hear
grapevine that you
Obi,
need
don't
to
hear
be.
story.
In the first place, some of us
Don't
we
hear
want to
story.
get a full list of places they are building.
Yeah.
But the names that what you have gone to do, most of them are in the NDC.
Obi.
Oh, in the Eastern region. The 3 places that are building in the Eastern region,
Obi.
they are all occupied by NDC MPs.
Oh, so you don't have one?
So
yeah.
you conclude that.
Obi.
Greater Accra, the places you mentioned, they are all occupied by NDC
Oh, they're
MPs.
not Ghanaians.
Katoaso, for Katoaso or where?
Yes, they are
Tayo
Ghanaians.
Sudoku. Olanda.
But they're in Ghana.
That is one aspect of it. The second aspect is,
Obi, no.
You mean that's
He-
a trend?
yes,
Obi.
and he's sitting here as regional chairman. How come you know so much about the award of contracts and those things? Because they are part of awarding those contracts.
Oh, Obi, no,
I'm
no.
putting to you here,
Obi,
on the set.
Obi, you're not in the
On the
front
set.
of Obi, I'm a regional chairman.
Yes.
And for me to come to a program like this,
Yes.
You need to be well informed.
I need to be well informed.
Yes.
Just like you.
I'm surprised that you are more than well informed.
No, but no, I have to that's the part of my
you know
job.
where you know where I can go for a big contract.
So-
Yes, Minister
Where?
of Education.
So Obi,
Not
Obi,
no.
not
Obi.
AME.
No, AME has got
Obi,
its own school.
Obi, so you believe that for all the policy intention, it
Yes.
cannot be met?
They are failing.
Oh,
Yeah.
All the policy intention, they are failing. One, you have confirmed that they will not be able to build the schools.
Oh, no,
Two,
no.
I'm also bringing the issue of the day school policy. If you say it's free, one, take away the fees. Two, find more money.
But the government say it will be entirely free.
yeah,
Yes.
the day school, the days they are.
They say day school will be free.
It's
But you bring out
tuition
The
is
money
free.
you got is only for
Tuition is free.
133,000.
Tuition
When
is
they are
free.
over 400,000 to be
Government
catered
is,
for.
government's absorbing certain
You understand?
things that the
So
government is
all
absorbing has
these
been
are
listed.
issues. We are waiting for the president.
Yeah,
He said he's going to give a
So
policy statement.
you hope to make sure that by the end of your
Hope-
term,
hope
you
is
meet
not
all
good
the-
enough.
So one of my principle is that look, if you promise 200 and we are even able to finish
Now they are valuing
80%. No, I'm not valuing
80%.
Yeah, that's 80%.
Are you sure you can finish 80% of this
it's left to
by
say-
next year?
I'm telling you to be completed.
Okay.
Obi, I can assure you that
Well, even the train in
125
Eastern region, you haven't completed it. The train in Eastern
I've
region.
told you that there are
Get that card as
at
west.
stages of completion.
Realistically, do we have money for
At
for
stages
the
of
project?
completion.
Do we have money for
Yes,
the project?
at stages of completion.
World Bank, I know the World Bank is getting involved in this.
Okay.
There's some money from World Bank. It may cater for about 50 schools. So that will be covered.
Okay.
But remaining 150, I wonder where they're going to take the money from.
It will be
Thank you very much. My time is up. And so,
so soon.
Yeah, so soon. Obiamwa is a member of parliament for Ikapin South. And we also have Joseph Niade Koka in the studio. He said he positioned himself at a certain point
to know the contrast. To know the contrast.
To watch the demonstrators yesterday. So he's the chairman of NDC Greater Accra.